And today's behind the launch video is actually hitting home for me because I am guilty of this right now this week. So, but there's some reasons for that, but we won't go into that regardless. So, here's what I want to ask you today. And tomorrow's our last day for these videos. I'm going to still keep doing videos like I told you, but they're not going to be every single day. And I really hope that you've learned a lot over the last, month with me. This is what's going on. I love doing these just off the top of my head videos, sharing what I'm going through, what's happening on that given day, and in my business and on my launch. So today's question for you is it might be loaded. And it might be tough to admit some of this. So what I want to know is there anything you've been doing on this? I know, okay, let me preface this first. I know that many of you are working on the launch by yourself, and that's okay. I mean, I prefer to work with someone at least and have some support, have someone to talk to during the launch, so I'm not going to go completely insane. Notice I said completely insane. But even if you're working by yourself, are there things you can point out that caused you a lot of kind of like pain and exhaustion? And so if you don't have someone to work with, try to identify what those things were and try to identify what things you loved doing during the launch. I know that many of you do like working by yourself, and I totally get that. But I do think that launching can be way less exhausting and stressful if you've got other people with you. So even if it's like one or two little things, you're like, oh man, I wish I had had someone to do this. And then if you do have any help, were you still doing things that you shouldn't have been doing during the launch? I can say I have. I have still been loading videos, even though I said that I didn't want to. I've been still formatting my own blog posts many nights, many days. I have still been loading emails in Infusionsoft by myself. And you know what? I'm actually okay with those things in theory. The fact that I have people that can actually help me with those things is the disturbing part, because if you're going to go bother to get some help, then take the help. Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely a hard place for someone who's DIY, who knows how to figure stuff out like me. It's very hard to just hand it off, because for me, the handoff takes longer than me just doing it myself. However, the sooner you start doing it, the easier it gets to hand off. So I'm learning, and I just want to know today, and this is really important, even if you're not launching yet. Again, these are like the sidelines. Even if you're not launching yet, even if you don't have people working with you, it's really important to start looking at your activities that you're taking care of every single day or every single week, and thinking, which ones are kind of dragging me down? Which ones are holding me back from doing anything? I've talked a lot about staying busy and feeling like that you're often like when you're running your business online, especially if you're starting, you can feel super busy and effective, but you're actually not being effective. So you can feel super busy if you're spending your day doing your blog posts, your newsletter, your Instagramming, your tweeting, your Facebooking. But really, that's not a great use of your time. It is if you are actively then engaging and then pulling in customers, if let's say you have one-on-one customers. But really, you shouldn't be doing those things in theory. So, and again, I want to just say that it just depends on what your business model is. And if you prefer to work alone, that's great. And as long as you do outsource and like pass off on those things that that it's just not your zone, it's not your zone. So even if you're the one who's like, you know what, I want to load my blog posts. You know what, I want to load any emails or broadcasts that go out. You know what, I want to do that. That's fine. Own that, and and then look at the stuff that you actually can give to somebody else. And for me, I realize that I actually do like loading my blog posts, and I do like doing a little bit of the minutia and a lot of the vision. But some things that I don't like are handling like the bigger social media plan. I like someone to help me with that and then just get it done and get it scheduled. So yeah, I think that's it. So that's my question for you today. What tasks are you doing? And it's really important to get this cleaned up before you decide to launch. Is there anything that you know right now that you don't want to do during your launch? Whether it's everything or just one or two things. All right, leave me a comment below. This is really important, guys. It could mean the difference between your launch taking 6 months to prepare for and 2 months. It just depends on what you want and how much time you have, really. That's it. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.